Shalom Yashrala Yahawada. Brother Malak back with a biblical lesson. This lesson is entitled, What Goes Around Comes Around. What goes around comes around. When we break down these prophecies and these scrolls and these scriptures, all we're doing is just bringing out the truth of the whole matter. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's it. Even to when some of the heathen that's in the know, bring out these scrolls, all they're doing is just bringing out the truth. So no hard feelings. It's just the historical, biblical truth. And this is truly a prophet's job. This is truly a servant's job. This is truly a apostle's job. Isaiah 14 says, For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place in the house of Israel. Who is the house of Israel? The house of Israel is the 12 royal tribes, so-called Native Indians, Latinos, Hispanics, and Negroes, Blacks, Haitians, Jamaicans, Islanders, whose fathers' go back to the ancient patriarchs, our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who were in fact, quote unquote, black men, Negroids. And the 12 patriarch sons, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Naphtali, Gad, Reuben, Issachar, Ephraim, Simeon, Asher, etc., etc. All Negroid, Latinoid, black and brown tribes. Isaiah 14:2 says, And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. This is prophecy. This is biblical prophecy. And if you will, this is biblical law for the holy seed, for the holy people are in captivity till this day and was in captivity through all the eras of the times. And our ancestors built up every great empire. Rome we built, Greece, Egypt, America, Persia, the old Babylon, the new Babylon, the new Egypt. Any great empire, our people was there. Guess who was the Spartans? Don't worry, I'll wait. The Israelites. The Israelites are the true original Spartans. How about that? It is found in Maccabees or Maccabeus, that the Spartans and Abraham, well, they're roughly paraphrased, that the Spartans, and Abraham are brethren, roughly paraphrased, right there in the Apocrypha, in which the damn devil has stripped out of the original Bible. But I digress. Isaiah 14:3, it says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give you rest from your sorrows and from your fears and from your hard bondages, wherein thou was made to serve," through all those eras, captivities, even to this day. Verse 4, it says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. Who is the king of Babylon? Well, when you do your precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, you'll learn that the king of Babylon is always synonymously identified with old Esau, Edom, Amalek. Esau is always synonymous with Babylon. And that is who the king of Babylon is right now. And the title of this chapter, or the heading of this chapter, is the desolation of Babylon. And that is what you see happening right now to this day. The fall of the new Babylon, which is quote unquote America, which is quote unquote all the Western world, the places with the mindset, the places or nations that have been riddled with Babylon's doctrines, ideologies, etc., etc. Isaiah 14:4 says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor seized the golden city? Seized. How has the oppressor seized the golden city? Seized. And let's jump to another precept. Jeremiah 51, verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen. Babylon is suddenly fallen. And that is what you see taking its course right now, today. Bankruptcies, financial collapse, economy collapse, money inflation, gas prices high, grocery prices high, wars, rumors of wars, BRIC nation. The nations are tired of, quote unquote, what the Bible dubs as the whore, Babylon. They're tired of her ideologies, philosophies, the sweet wine, that sweet wine that she has used to seduce the nations. Verse 7 again of chapter 51 of Jeremiah. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. BRICS nations, or not so much BRIC nation, but I mean, I guess you could say BRIC nation, but BRICS, new currency backed by actual gold, which is the real money, gold, silver, land, livestock, food, slaves. That's real wealth. Not this made up paper dollar. Not even to this digital dollar. That's not money either. It's all made up. It's not backed by anything. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment, for Babylon's judgment, for America's judgment, for the Western world's judgment and mindset, for really the whole world's judgment, the wicked, the Zionist, you Zionist Edomites, your time is short. You Zionist Edomites, your time is short. Yahweh said he will have war with Amalek from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. Esau, Edom, Amalek, the Zionist. Her judgment reacheth unto heaven. The iniquities, the sins have reached unto heaven. And it is lifted up even to the skies. So that's the problem here. That is the problem at hand. Bankruptcies, money inflation, crime at an all-time high, storm systems at an all-time high. The biggest sign of them all, the children of Israel have awoken. The children of Israel have awoken back to their history, bloodline, lineages, heritage. They will wake up out of the, according to Baruch 2:30, they will wake up out of their lands of exile. That is a telltale sign that time is very short for the king of Babylon. Isaiah 4, Isaiah chapter 14 verse 4 says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, which is Esau. Let's just be real. It's Esau. It's Edom. It's the dukes of Edom. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor seized, the golden city seized? The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepters, or scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath, and he does this to all the rest of the nations as well. He smotes them in wrath, as the word says, as the prophecy says. That's why Yahweh says, out of all the heathen I have made you small and greatly despised. The Ishmaelites, the Elamites, Ammonites, Moabites, Hamites, all the rest of the heathen. You know, they have a bone to pick as well, because he everywhere he goes, he rapes, he robs, he pillages, he lies, he deceives, he whitewashes. First Maccabees 3:48. Verse 6, Isaiah 14:6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. And this is going into when the king of Babylon is basically given justice. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. All the earth is alive. The earth is a living, breathing organism. It is a creature within itself. You're supposed to have land Sabbaths according to our law, where you don't till the land, where you don't touch the land, where you don't dig into Mama Earth, where you let her rest. Land Sabbaths. But this man, he doesn't do this, or do that rather. Esau, Edom, the king of Babylon, no land Sabbaths, really no Sabbaths for anyone for that matter. But it says when Yahweh finally brings him down, the earth will rejoice at the rest. The earth will state itself, or state out loud. Yeah, the fir trees rejoiced at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellers come up against us. Hail from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, and stir up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones, and all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Your pomp, P-O-M-P, pomp, which is short for pompous, the pride of Esau, the pride of Edom, the pride of Amalek, the pride of Esau, Edom, Amalek. Your pompous is brought down to the grave. And you know it's talking about OE. It ain't like we're picking on OE, but it's talking about you. It's talking about the evil twin brother. It's talking about the antagonist of the whole story. And that is Esau, that is Edom. That's why it says in Obadiah, your pride as the eagle. Notice that beautiful animal is their animal spirit. Just like the lion, that beautiful animal is Israel's animal spirit. It's funny how Yahweh put this thing in manifestation. But Rome, the eagle. Greece, the eagle. Even Babylon, the eagle. Even in Egypt, I believe too, they use the eagle as well. Idumea, Mount Seir, the eagle. America, the eagle. Your pride. Isaiah 14:11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of your vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? People really think this is going into the spiritual demon, Hasatan, but it's not. It's not talking about him. It's talking about the nation. It's talking about Edom. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy mind, whenever the Bible speaks of heart, it's saying the mind of an individual, the mind of a soul. It says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. If not he, then who? If not he, then who? It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, that they see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? The king of Babylon, remember, in Isaiah 14:4, the king of Babylon. They're going to say, the nations, everybody's going to say, once Yahweh brings judgment, when Yahweh brings the great judgment, which is happening now. Isaiah 14, verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Because right now, that's what he's doing. Yahweh has given him what he has given him to, to rule for this little time he has left. It's dwindling down very, very fast. And all the new technology they have, Yahweh has given that to them. And all of the weapons they're using, like I said, all this new tech, Yahweh has given that to them for the great battle, for the great day that's fastly approaching. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? That man, or Salach, that man, Salach, that verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. And that goes right today. All of the Israelites that's in these prison houses. Most of them deserve what they done. A vast majority. But then you got some in there that are innocent or falsely accused. Or that's in there because of the wicked laws. Isaiah 14:17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit. As a carcass trodden under feet, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed your land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. and like I said, everywhere he goes, he rapes, he robs, he pillages, he lies, he deceives, whitewash. And hey, I mean, his track record, the rap sheet, it follows. I mean, let's just be honest. This is just the truth. This is just historical, biblical truth. You have the antagonist, and then you have the protagonist. You have Cain. We'll put it like this. You have Hasatan, then you have Cain, and then you have Esau. You have Yahushai, you have Abel, and then you have Jacob. These are the antagonists and protagonists at hand. Cain, Esau, Abel, Jacob. Isaiah 14:21, but his time is at hand. His time is short. Why do you think everything is moving at a pace? This 2030 agenda, 2025 agenda, or their Depop agenda. The Revelations 13 through 16, the mark of the beast. All the hand scans are being manufactured and put everywhere. All the prophecies are taking their course. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter. What did you say, Yahweh? What did you say, Lord? Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Yahweh works with justice. As far as all of the eras of the antagonists doing what he have done, chiefly to all the nations. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. You have to pay for your forefathers' sins. It's not that far-fetched. That's why the Israelites are in exile, because we're paying for our forefathers' sins. Breaking the blood covenant. Covenant of blood. Blood covenant. Covenant of blood. It says Isaiah 14:22, for I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And that's what you're seeing right now. It says, and I have purposed it, so shall it stand. Precept, Matthew 24:14. For Yahweh's word will pass. No mortal soul can stop the prophecies. No mortal soul can stop the prophecies. Isaiah 14:25, that I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. For the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, the Ancient of Days, for the Lord of hosts have purposed, and who should disannul it? Basically, discontinue it, stop it. What mortal can stop it? The Israelites are gods with a small g. The Israelites are gods with a small g, and we can't even stop the prophecies. So if we're the Israelites and we're the gods of the earth, according to John 10:34, Psalms 82 verse 6, gods, small g, and we can't stop the prophecies. What makes you think you heathens can stop the prophecy? What makes you think you can stop the prophecies of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai? And the holy children couldn't even stop the prophecies. Isaiah 14:27, for the Lord of hosts have purposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? Babylon's pride. Babylon has fallen. Jeremiah 51, thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1, thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, this new Babylon. This is going into new Babylon, which is the Western world, the Western civilization, which is America, the capital of this, the new Babylon. It says, thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send into Babylon fanners. That's World War III. That shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lift himself up in his what is that? I may butcher this word. It says brigadine. May have butchered it, but brigadine. It says, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Dropping down to verse 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. And that's basically what this thing is. The whole season finale, the whole wrap up, the whole countdown of these prophecies taking place is ultimately the Lord's vengeance. It is Yahweh's vengeance. And when you go back into precept upon precept, when you go back into Isaiah, where are you, Isaiah? Go back into Isaiah. How do you read our ancient scrolls? How do you read the Israelites' ancient scroll book? How do you read our ancient scrolls that our forefathers created and was given and gave to our generations, after our generations? Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Isaiah 34, verse 8. Isaiah 34, verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Who is the house of Zion? It is you Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, you black and brown tribes of the earth, Haitians, Jamaicans, Islanders, West Africans, Brazilians, the black and brown tribes, with all these proverbs and these bywords that I just named: African American, blacks, Haitians, Jamaicans, Latinos, Hispanics, Brazilians, West Africans, Haitians, Jamaicans. Those are bywords, proverbs, according to the prophecies, according to the curses that will come upon us because of not keeping the commandments and breaking the blood covenant. But you are truly the Hebrew Israelites. You are the Israelites. You are the house of Jacob, the house of Israel, the 12 royal tribes. But Yahweh is here. He's coming. He's coming to regather the remnant out of us, the elect. Isaiah 34, verse 8, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. That is what's being displayed right now. This is why everything is moving quick, moving fast. Prophecies are booming. You know, the worldly people like to call this the age of Aquarius. They say we're in the age of Aquarius, where knowledge is deeply, deeply being revealed. To some degree, that is true. But as the scrolls say, as our scrolls say, according to Luke 12:2, in a roughly paraphrase, knowledge shall be increased. Well, that's another one, Salak. Luke 12:2 states that nothing that is covered will not be revealed. Roughly paraphrase, kind of the same thing. So it may be truth to that. And I really don't get into astrology or whatnot, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But there is truth in it because Yahweh made the stars. But Isaiah 34 verse 8 again, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance. That is what we see playing out in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. So Yahweh has seen everything that these heathen have done to his children. As I always state in my breakdowns, no one gets away scot-free. 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 Believe it. You know, like Naruto say, right? Believe it. Believe it. The greatest book in the whole wide world. The ancient scrolls. Even their president, because Israel, according to our blood covenant, we're not supposed to have no heathen king over us, and that's our law. But according to their president, Theodore Roosevelt, he said the greatest wisdom and the greatest knowledge a soul can have is the comprehension and understanding of our Bible, our ancient scrolls. He said that. And he's very intelligent for that, because he's right. Because the Bible is the ultimate wisdom. It's the greatest wisdom ever manifested. Revelations 18, starting at verse 3, it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the the abundance of her delicacies. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come up out of her, her doctrines, her ideologies. That's what it's saying. Come up out of her. Come up out of her ways. I don't know why Yahweh refers to nations as a her or as a woman. I always say that because it sounds a bit misogynistic, but take that up with the creator of all things, not I. Revelations 18:4 says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come up out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. And we see the plagues. Everything is like it's on fire. Bankruptcies, shortages, certain stuff you can't find any longer. Shipments sitting on sea bays. Crime it's spiking at all-time high. Gas prices are spiking. Grocery prices through the roof. $100 is not even $100 anymore. Why? Because of inflation. You make $25 an hour, you make $30 an hour, but really because of inflation, you're only making $18, $19 an hour. You can't even save your money because it's inflation. Money inflation is ruining everything. And that's, hey, according to prophecy, Babylon will fall. According to prophecy, this system in which these devils are trying to implement anyway, the new system, the NWO, order out of KO, it's all in Yahweh's plan anyway, but it's all one big plan. But I digress. Revelations 18:4. I heard another voice from heaven saying, come up out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, And God has remembered her iniquities, all the stuff she has done, all the stuff Esau, Edom, Amalek has done to the world, but specifically to his children, the house of Israel. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. Babylon, it says, for she said in her mind, her heart, I sit as a queen, O Lady Liberty, which is really a drag, supposedly a man, but hey, for she said in her mind, I sit as a queen and am no, she's Salakia. For she said in her heart, I sit as a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And the elders go into that, or we go into that as of nobody has really touched New Babylon yet, America, because of the defense system that America has, that Yahweh has blessed New Babylon, America, with. You know, she hasn't been hit. She's a virgin. For she says in her mind, I sit as a queen and no widow and shall see no sorrow. But Yahweh never lies. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judge her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when she shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off from the fear of her torment, saying, at last, at last, at last, the great city of Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is your judgment come. And the heading on these chapters, Babylon is fallen, Babylon will be thrown down, because it's biblical prophecy. And America is New Babylon. And Europe, the Vatican, Britain, that is part of it as well, because it's all Esau, it's all Edom. But judgment is definitely here, and judgment is coming. And what was the title what was the title of this breakdown? What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. And, everybody knows it's coming. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows it. Everybody feels it. You can't even get on social without hearing about this prophecy, that prophecy, or this taking its course, or that taking its course. So the spirit of judgment is definitely out. And I'm going to dub 2024 as the year of judgment. I'm dubbing 2024 as the year of judgment, because this is when the great eclipse is coming over America, and it makes an X, and it's kind of like X marks the spot, and that has a significance unto it. That is a spiritual significance, as X marks the spot. With that, I want to say, Kol Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Kadash.